To those who celebrate, happy Halloween. Between scary movies, ghost tours, haunted houses, parties, not to mention the opportunity for free candy, Halloween has got to be my second or third favorite holiday of the year. From what I've found, most people seem to love this time of year. However, if you were body swapped with Harry Potter, you might find yourself dreading this holiday above all else. You see, in books 1 through 4, Rowling had a repeated motif regarding Halloween Day for the Golden Trio, which was that horrible and frightening things would happen to Harry every Halloween. So for this Halloween, I figured it would be fun to look back at the events that took place for Harry on Halloween and rank them. Yes, today we will be ranking Harry's top 5 worst Halloweens. Happy holidays.
Everyone will proceed to their dormitories immediately.
Coming in at number 5 is Halloween 1992 that takes place during the Chamber of Secrets. Though not included in the film, Harry's second Halloween involves him being forced to attend a party thrown by the Gryffindor house ghost, Nearly Headless Nick. After Nick helped Harry escape from Filch, who was upset at him for befouling the castle with mud, which I understand, because every time my muddy dog doesn't head straight to the bath but decides that she wants to roll on the carpet, it also drives me insane. Essentially, Harry basically has to attend the party as an IOU, and yes, it was pretty gross due to all the moldy food, but hardly life-threatening. The real creepiness of the night was the petrification of Mrs. Norris, by who we eventually learn is Slytherin's basilisk, and a warning is issued to all enemies of the heir to beware. But compared to the other stuff that's happened to Harry during this night in his life, this one was a cakewalk. Coming in at number 4 is Halloween 1991, the Sorcerer's Stone or Philosopher's Stone. This is where the danger starts to appear in Harry's Halloweens, which is ironic considering this is actually his first Halloween at Hogwarts. For those of you who don't remember this horrid Halloween, it is the year Quirrell's troll sneaks into the dungeon.
Troll! In the dungeon! Troll in the dungeon! Thought you ought to know.
Due to Ron being at his worst in his treatment of Hermione during this time, Hermione doesn't show for the Halloween dinner, instead crying in the bathroom due to Ron's brutal remarks. And Harry being Harry, when he learns of the troll, tries to go and warn Hermione, only to find that the troll has made its way conveniently to that very bathroom. Harry, who fascinatingly enough doesn't actually cast any magic in the first movie, tries to sleeper hold the troll as if he's in the WWE, and nearly gets his face smashed in by the troll's club, but Ron remembers that Rowling has given him permission to be useful for 5 more books, and actually manages to save Harry and Hermione with Wingardium Leviosa. Side note, Leviosa is an incredibly useful spell, and I talk about it more in my video Top 5 Most Useful Spells in Harry Potter, which should appear somewhere on the screen after this video is done. You should definitely check that out. It would mean a lot. Coming in at number 3 is Halloween 1994 that takes place during the Goblet of Fire. This is the Halloween that gave us this scene from the movie.
Harry! I protest! Harry, you put your name in the Goblet of Fire.
And if that didn't refresh you of the events of this Halloween, it is the day that the champions are chosen to compete in the Triwizard Tournament. We learn, of course, that Barty Crouch, playing the role of Alastor Moody, bewitched the goblet to produce Harry's name, but the reason I put this Halloween so high is because of how it was propped up before Harry had his name called.
Chosen, you stand alone. And trust me when I say, these contests are not for the faint-hearted.
Dumbledore specifically restricts any kids under the age of 17, meaning that the person would have essentially had their entire Hogwarts education completed by the time they're able to be picked as a champion. And that only gave them a chance of surviving and winning the games. Harry, as a 4th year, is essentially given what he believes is a death sentence, given his skill gap. And on top of that, he legally, for whatever the reason, can't back out, which makes me think that maybe I should make a video trying to understand the terms behind the Goblet of Fire contract and see if there was perhaps a loophole Harry could have taken to get out of it. Comment below if you want me to look into that. But back to the point, not only is Harry made to walk around the rest of the year with what must feel like an axe looming over his head, but he's also ostracized by everyone at Hogwarts save Hermione. And even worse, the events of this night eventually lead to the return of Voldemort, So, yeah, this was a pretty bad Halloween for Harry.
It's him, Headmaster. The one they all talk about. He's here, somewhere in the castle. Sirius Black!
But number 2, when put into context, is much worse, and we're talking about Halloween 1993 that takes place in the Prisoner of Azkaban. Now, we know that it probably would have been beneficial if Sirius had actually been able to make contact with Harry this early in the story, but back when the events of Halloween 1993 occurred, we thought Sirius Black was a murderer sent to kill Harry to complete Voldemort's mission.
Sirius Black.
Black was vicious. He didn't kill Pettigrew. He destroyed him.
Essentially, quick overview of Halloween 1993 is this. 1993, Sirius Black enters Hogwarts Castle and attacks the Fat Lady when she refuses to give him the passage to Gryffindor Tower. Later, of course, he does manage to get in due to the brilliance of Book 3 Neville. Ravenclaw, he is not. But that is a conversation for another time. For the Goblet of Fire, I talked about the stress of having Harry walk around with a death sentence looming over him, but in Prisoner of Azkaban, it's much worse. Harry knows, due to the fact that Arthur Weasley explicitly told him, that a serial killer is after him, and Harry has to deal with the fact that that very same serial killer was right at his doorstep. I don't
escape from Azkaban to find you and kill me.
I don't care how brave you are, that revelation would require a change of clothes for most of us. Now, you might be wondering how we were able to make a top 5 list if Rowling stops the whole bad things happen explicitly to Harry on Halloween by book 4. Well, hold on to your horses because I am about to explain that in the number 1 pick for this video.
Loved, so loved. Harry, Mama loves you. Dada loves you. Harry, be safe.
Now, for number 1, we're talking Halloween 1981, and we all know the story of Harry Potter, the Chosen One, marked as Voldemort's equal, orphaned due to Voldemort's attack, yada yada. For any fan of Harry Potter, the history is burned into our brain. But as fate would have it, the day that the Potters were attacked was none other than Halloween 1981. And I actually kind of wonder if Voldemort chose that day, because if he was seen in the streets of Godric's Hollow, the people would be just like, well, that's an interesting costume. But I digress. On Halloween 1981, Harry loses everything. His father dies trying to fight Voldemort without his wand, and his mother dies sacrificing herself for his protection. Of course, while this Halloween is the best for us as fans of Harry Potter, as without it we might have gotten Neville Longbottom and The Time I Lost My Rememberall. I'm sorry for all the Neville strays he's taking in this video. He's actually one of my favorite characters in the series. It was certainly the worst Halloween of Harry's life, amplified by how much he was made to remember the events of this night with his encounters with the Dementors in 1993. It has got to be the worst Halloween for Harry. And with that, those are my rankings for Harry's worst Halloweens. How did I do? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and please remember, Halloween can be a spooky night, so if you are going out, be safe, stay on the lookout for dark wizards, and for Harry's sake, have a good time, because everyone knows he sure didn't. Hey guys, thank you all so much for watching the video. If you made it this far, I think it's safe to say that you've liked the video, so please be sure to hit that button to show your support. For a small channel like myself, hitting subscribe also means a ton. And if you're looking for more ways to support the channel, try watching another one of my Harry Potter videos. The one on screen goes over the top 5 spells I'd want from the Harry Potter universe. And if you want to hear my thoughts on other books I've read, why don't you go ahead and check out my book reviews here on the channel. With all that said, I hope you have an awesome and safe Halloween, and until next time, peace.